In this video, I'm going to demonstrate putting together the new Fed3 housing. This is with the angled dispenser. We're going to need 3 tools, a small Phillips, and 2 hex drivers. I have a 2.5 and a 1.5 millimeter hex driver. I'll put the part numbers for all of these small hardware parts online, but let's quickly go over them. This is a countersunk M4 screw. We're going to need 2 of those with the associated nuts for holding the stepper motor in. We have 2 number 4 by 1/4 inch threaded or self-tapping screws that'll go for holding electronics in. We have a small brass insert that's an M3, and this is for holding the set screw on this pellet disc. I've already installed it here. This is a heat set part. You just kind of use the soldering iron and push it into the 3D print. In addition, you're going to need the 3D parts already printed. I've showed you the pellet disc. We have the lid. We have a nose piece, which I've taken to printing separately in steel, which it helps with the mice chewing on it. And then we have the main housing, which has 2 compartments or 2 doors. We have the bottom compartment here, and then we have a side door, which you'll use for accessing the SD card. So, first step is to take the electronics. This is the OpenEFIS production site electronics for Fed3. If you've been making your own with the DIY sort of Adafruit electronics, these will also fit in this housing, but I'll demo it with the OpenEFIS production sites because it's a little bit cleaner. It's a little bit less bulky when this is in there. So the first thing we need to do is put the electronics inside of the housing. And it should slide right in with the photo interrupters coming out the front. I'm then going to take these 2 1/4 inch screws and secure the housing in place. One of them's right underneath the BNC connector, just here. And then the second one is inside next to the Fed3 logo. What I'm going to do, put this hole in the back for the screwdriver to go through so that we can secure it in place. And when that's nice and tight, you should see that the screen lines up right in the window. There's a little clip inside to stop it from moving about, and everything should look pretty square. We're next going to put the stepper motor in. We use these 2 M4 countersunk screws, nut on here, and then these screws use this 2.5 millimeter hex driver. So that's one of them. Hopefully you can see that in there. And then I'll do the second one, line that up. And this is a lot more reliable than the older mounts that we had in the other design. You can really just tighten these down because it really holds the motor extremely securely, so it can't really move about. Next, going to put the pellet disc in. I didn't show you this part, but I already put the 3D printed little insert in there. I'm now going to use this 1.5 millimeter hex driver and the set screw and just put that into the insert. This is going to slide onto the stepper motor, just like that, push it all the way down, and then we'll tighten the set screw to hold it in place. I'm now going to plug in the stepper motor into the electronics. The red wire is the ground, and that's going to go towards the outside of the device. So that's on there. The wire can just kind of tuck around here. I'm going to plug in the battery. What we can do to put the battery in is remove this Adafruit board, and then we'll plug the battery in. I should have done this before mounting the electronics, but that's fairly easy. And then we'll put that back on there. And we're just going to put the panels on. So this goes, battery has a little holder back there. This bottom panel has 2 little slots up here, and then it pushes in. The side panel, this is a door to cover the SD card. This is where you're going to get the SD card out, and also the switch to turn this on and off. I'm going to put that on there. And this also does have access to the USB port for charging with the cover on. And finally, the lid. And then this metal part, I'm just going to place it in, but typically I'll place it in and then use some epoxy to secure it. So let's see how this works. This is an FR1 session. Haven't currently loaded any pellets, but I've got some right here. An important thing with this angle dispenser is that there is a maximum amount of pellets. This is about it. You basically don't want it filled above the midway point, or you risk having 2 pellets ride up the dispenser and be dispensed. This is an FR1. If I poke on this side, it'll start the dispensing mechanism. And that's that. That's the new Fed3.